Welcome to the Daily Business and Finance Show. Nvidia surges on UBS target boost amid strong demand. United Flight loses tire during takeoff. Microsoft advises China staff to switch to iPhones over Android. Nasdaq, S&P, and Dow show mixed performance with inflation data and earnings in focus. Intel, Apple, AMD poised for AI gains in the second half, according to Melius. AI hardware stocks soar as infrastructure spending ramps up. Broadcom inches higher ahead of 10-4-1 stock split. Oil demand projected to decline by 2025 due to rising non-OPEC supply per BMI analysts. Boeing strategizes on retaining defense contracts post-guilty plea. Stay tuned after the short ad break for more details. Nvidia was highlighted on Monday as UBS reiterated its buy rating and increased its price target due to strong demand for the upcoming Blackwell line. Shares rose slightly in pre-market trading. Analyst Timothy Arcuri predicts Nvidia could earn $5 per share in 2025, raising the price target to $150 from $120.
A wheel fell off a Boeing 757-200 operated by United Airlines during takeoff from Los Angeles, but the flight landed safely in Denver. This follows a similar incident in March involving a Boeing 777-200. The Federal Aviation Administration is investigating United Airlines. Boeing faces a $487.2 million fine for safety issues.
Starting in September, Microsoft will require its China-based staff to use iPhones for work, removing Android devices from the workplace. This change is part of Microsoft's Global Secure Future initiative to ensure all employees use the Microsoft Authenticator Password Manager and Identity Pass app. Employees currently using Android phones will receive an iPhone 15.
Wall Street's major indices traded mixed on Monday. The Nasdaq Composite rose 0.1%, the S&P 500 was flat, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 0.1%. Utilities and information technology sectors led gains, while communication services lagged. Treasury yields increased slightly ahead of key inflation reports and Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell's testimony this week.
Intel stock rose 4% on Monday after Melius research suggested that advanced micro devices, Apple, and Intel could catch up with artificial intelligence leaders like Nvidia in the second half of the year. Analyst Ben Reitzes believes these companies could benefit from a catch-up trade. Intel stock saw its biggest intraday climb since March but remains down 33% year-to-date.
Semiconductor companies surged on Monday, driven by rising artificial intelligence demand. Super Microcomputer led with a 7% increase. Advanced Micro Devices and Broadcom rose 3%. Marvell Technology added nearly 4%. Intel gained almost 5%, while Qualcomm and ARM Holdings edged up about 1%. Nvidia increased by 2%, and Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company was up nearly 2%.
Broadcom shares rose 2% ahead of its 10-4-1 stock split next week, increasing shares from $2.9 billion to $29 billion. The company also announced a mixed securities shelf offering for general corporate purposes, including operations and debt repayment. Broadcom stock has surged over 20% since the split announcement in June.
Crude oil futures fell Monday after Hurricane Beryl hit Texas and weakened to a tropical storm, causing minimal impact on refining activity and offshore production. Heavy rains in Houston could reduce fuel demand. Optimism over a potential Israel-Hamas ceasefire also pressured prices. August NYMEX crude dropped 1% to $82.33 per barrel, while September Brent crude fell 0.9% to $85.75 per barrel. Natural gas futures rose 2%, despite cooler temperatures and power outages from the storm reducing demand. BMI analysts predict oil demand will soften next year due to a supply surplus from non-OPEC countries, with significant production growth expected through conventional projects.
Boeing is negotiating with the U.S. Department of Defense to keep its government contracts after agreeing to plead guilty to criminal conspiracy related to 2 fatal 737 MAX crashes. The plea could jeopardize defense contracts, but experts believe Boeing will likely continue its aerospace and defense work. Thanks for tuning in to the Daily Business and Finance Show. Stay informed, stay ahead. Join us tomorrow for more insights and updates on the financial world. I'm Montgomery Jones.
And I'm Amalia Dupre. Until tomorrow, farewell. This content is sourced from the Seeking Alpha website, so support our podcast by becoming a Seeking Alpha Premium subscriber. See the show notes page for links to sign up. This episode is produced by Classic Studios. This podcast provides information only and should not be construed as financial or business advice. Check out our other podcasts in our network at classicstudios.com.